Hey guys, it's Katie. So I wanted to do a new updated Amazon video for you guys because Black Friday is coming up, so I figured some of these things might be on sale and so you might be able to get a bigger discount on them than I did. So let's just go ahead and get started. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about is like fitness related, and this is by the brand Peach Bands, and so it comes in a little baggie like this, and what it is basically those bands that you put around your legs when you're doing like squats or leg extensions or things like that at the gym, just to kind of give your legs a little bit more of a workout, because this is extremely, like, I can't like I can't even really extend this much. It's very, very difficult. Obviously my legs are going to be stronger than my arms are, but you will feel this. You will feel this no matter what you're doing, whether you're just doing like some sort of a warm-up where you're doing like side lunges across the floor or on the treadmill, or if you're actually doing squats with this on there. It's going to give a lot more resistance on your legs and therefore be a better workout. So if you find like they have these that are more like a extremely elastic material, kind of like a plastic rubbery material. Those are great, but this one is like that on steroids because it's much more difficult. So I like this a lot. If you're looking for a good leg or booty workout, then this is a great option. Plus, you know, it's kind of cute. The next thing is something that I have talked about before. It goes with me everywhere. This is the Hydro Flask. I just happen to have it in the pink color, but there's a lot of other colors that you can choose from. I prefer the one with the straw lid, and so it's just kind of like more fun to drink out of, and it is spill proof. They say that the ones that have the straw lids aren't like spill resistant, I guess, but this one I've never had any leaks, and it's been turned upside down in my backpack when I go to work, and I think that this helps me drink more water than I would if I didn't have this. I'm like really bad at drinking water, but this has helped out a ton, and it's nice to look at too. And these are really great because they keep your water extremely cold for a long period of time. When I'm at work, if I put ice in it in the morning before I go to work, when I come home from work, it still has ice in it. So that's something that's like pretty important to me because I'm kind of picky about water. Not only am I picky about like the brand of water, but I also don't really like water when it's like room temperature. So the fact that that keeps it super freezing cold all day is like a huge plus for me. And this is more of a new product. This was sent to me, but it's a girl who was just doing this business all on her own. She just recently started it up, and so wanted to support that. She sent these over to me, and they're called, I also think that this would be a really good gift for somebody. If you have a friend who's like really into astrology or like, you know, that kind of stuff. What is it? Is it called astrology when they're into like signs, like Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, all that kind of stuff? Is that called astrology? I'm drawing a blank here. But if you have a friend who's kind of into all that kind of stuff and they also like to relax in the bath, I think this would be a cool gift. These are called Galaxy Bombs. It says, Galaxy Bombs are the final frontier in bath bombs. This 9-piece set, 8 planets plus the sun, will take Earthlings to a galaxy far, far away from the gravity of daily life. They're vegan and gluten-free. I think this is a really cool concept. So when you open up the box, I've already used some of them, but they are packaged like this, and it's all the planets. So each one looks like or represents a different planet. So this one is Mars, and so it's blueberry and raspberry and strawberry. I just think that these are super cute. This one is like gold and kind of shimmery. This is the sun. It's lavender and vanilla and chamomile. I'll probably use this one next. I just think that it's a super cool concept, and they smell really nice, and the ones that I have used they've been very relaxing, but they've also made my skin feel really soft. So I think that this will just be kind of like a fun gift idea for somebody, especially since the holidays are coming up quickly. Okay, so this stuff, they sell it at Sephora, but they also sell it on Amazon, and I think it might be a little bit cheaper on Amazon, and I don't know why, I just prefer ordering stuff from Amazon because I get it so fast. This is the smaller bottle, but they do sell I think it's a liter size as well. This is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. This is a quick dry formula, so what you do is it comes with a little tin. Well, at least some of the packages come with a little tin, depending on which size you order. And you just put a little bit of this in the little tin, take all your brushes that you used for the day, and just kind of like swish them around there for like 2 seconds. And they will come out clean and disinfected and also pretty dry too. Like, I think mine dry in like 5 seconds or so. So if you only have one brush that you like really, really love for blending and you already used it with purple and now you want to use it for, I don't know, beige or like tan or something, and you really want to use that same brush, then you can just clean it with this and it'll be ready in like 5 seconds. And then another kind of like beauty product. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, but I hate it when my cuticles are like grown out, when they're not like totally pushed up against my finger, the bed of my fingernail, if that makes sense. And so what this is, they probably use this at the salon all the time. I don't know if it's this brand, but it's something like this. This is the Blue Cross Cuticle Remover. So really what this is you put this on a little bit, like on a cotton ball or something like that, and then you just kind of like rub it against your cuticle, and it really will like pull off all that dead skin from the cuticle and make it really soften so that you can push them back, like the remaining that hasn't been like taken off by this formula, if that makes sense. Like I said, they probably use this at the salon if you get your nails done at the salon all the time, but it is kind of nice for like in between visits to have this, because like if I'm not gonna, I only get my nails done like maybe once every 3 weeks, so like in between time, if my like cuticles are kind of like growing out, then, or they look a little dry, then I can use a little bit of this on them and just kind of like make them look really nice. Even if you don't get your nails done, even if you don't paint your nails, I would highly recommend this because it will just make your overall appearance of your nails look a lot better. So if you just give your nails a little bit of a trim, cotton ball with this on your cuticles, it will look like you just got your nails done at the salon. Like, they'll look so much better. So this for sure is a good buy on Amazon. I'm working on that Q&A. You guys asked me a bunch of questions a couple weeks ago, and one of them that came up a lot was, are you on keto? And I wasn't at the time, but because you guys had been asking so many questions, like so many of you asked that, I decided to start it again. So I've been on it now for, I don't know, I guess like 4 weeks or so. And so I've been kind of pulling out all of my old keto stuff that I use all the time. One of them being these. These are like little silicone cupcake holders. And I use these when I make fat bombs. So a lot of times what I'll use is like cream cheese, erythritol, a little bit of heavy cream, maybe some like PB2 or cocoa powder or something like that, and I'll mix it all together and I'll make like a little mini cheesecake. And these are really nice because you can put the cheesecake in here, put it in the fridge or in the freezer, wherever you want, and then have it for later. But it's really easy to clean these and get the cheesecake out of here. But not only that, it helps with portion control, because even when you're on a ketogenic diet, you can't have 5 tubs of like low carb cheesecake. That's just going to seriously stall your results. And so these make it nice because it's just like a portioned out amount and you don't overdo it. But they're really easy to clean. It's really easy to get the cheesecake out of there, and they're pretty affordable too. So I would highly recommend, if you're doing any sort of diet or any sort of like style of eating where you want to limit your portions, then putting any sort of like sugar-free dessert or something like that in one of these will really help you out. So I kind of already mentioned this when I was talking about those little silicone molds, but I'm going to go through like a couple of the things that I always get for the ketogenic diet on Amazon. If you're on the ketogenic diet, if you've ever done it before, then you know that some of the things that you need in order to make things, like to make recipes, aren't sold at like your local grocery store. You either need like a specialty store or to order them online. And so I'm going to go through a few of those things that I always order on Amazon because it just makes my life a lot easier than having to go to a specialty store. So one of those items, and I don't have them with me because they're down in the kitchen, I'm not going to bring up like the jar of erythritol. Erythritol is the first one. It's called Swerve, but it's just like a confectioner's sugar, or like a powdered erythritol, or like a grainy, like a regular like sugar erythritol. And when I say regular sugar, I mean like it actually looks like regular sugar, how regular sugar is kind of grainy. So I have 2. I have the the powdered erythritol and then the regular erythritol. They're both great for different types of recipes. So obviously the powdered erythritol, it looks like powdered sugar. That one dissolves really easily. So if you're gonna put erythritol in like your coffee or something like that where you really want it to dissolve completely and you're not heating it up to help it dissolve, then the powdered one is going to work a lot better for you. If you're baking something, then you can use the regular erythritol, because usually when you heat up something like in the oven or in the microwave, that heat will help the erythritol kind of dissolve. So it kind of depends on what kind of recipes you're trying to cook, but both of those are really great options. I use those all the time. I mean, not all the time, but I use them for a lot of recipes if I'm gonna try to make like a low carb sweet snack or dessert. The Swerve has a really, I think the glycemic index might be 0. It has a really low glycemic index, so therefore it's not going to spike insulin. And when you take out the fiber or the sugar alcohols in the Swerve, then it's extremely low carb. Whereas something like Splenda, even though there's 0 calories in it, it will spike insulin, which will stop any sort of fat burning that's going on. So I'm going to totally get sidetracked start talking about keto if I go into this too much in detail, but if you're on a low carb diet or if you are doing the ketogenic diet, then Swerve is what you want as a sweetener. So I use both of those. And then almond flour and coconut flour, those are both things that I cook with a lot if I need something to kind of give like a base to my cooking. So if I make like keto pancakes or waffles or anything like that, then you kind of need a flour to kind of give the batter a little bit more of a like density, to make it a little bit more thick. So the almond flour or the coconut flour work really well for those, and so I get both of those on Amazon. This I've talked about before. This is a facial roller. This is a rose quartz facial roller. It's really supposed to reduce any like puffiness that you have in your face. So you just kind of roll this over your face in the mornings, and it really kind of like, it's almost like it deflates your face a little bit in the best possible way. So this is really nice, and it's I think under $20 on Amazon. So this is the rose quartz roller. And then this is a brand new one that I haven't opened yet, but I have one in my shower and one in my bathtub. These are, I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, Silux Beauty Skin Cloth. And so these are pretty scrubby, and I like that. Like a loofah has nothing on this thing. Like this is an intense scrub. So if you have like super sensitive skin, I would not suggest getting one of these, but this will seriously exfoliate your body. And you guys know how I am on exfoliation. So this, especially for like your décolleté area, is so nice. Like it really scrubs off all of that nasty old dead skin, especially in the winter months when our skin tends to be a lot more dry. And so I'll use one of these with like my favorite like body wash or whatever, and I swear that the body wash smell stays on a lot better when I use one of these versus just like a regular washcloth or a loofah. And I think it's because like this is getting off all that dead skin, and so it's like the smell is like really on my actual skin instead of like all the dead skin that's on top of it. I don't know, that's just my theory, but these are really, really good for seriously scrubbing down. And I like them because they are longer, so you can like kind of do this motion and scrub your back. So if you suffer from like body acne or anything like that, this is probably going to be really, really good for you. So I go through iPhone chargers like underwear. I mean, like I'm always breaking them, and my husband was always buying a new one on Amazon over and over and over again. And then finally he was like, okay, enough is enough. So not only is this like a 9 or 10 foot charger, but it's made out of this like rope material, and it's super, like I couldn't break this if I wanted to type of thing. It's very, very thick, and I have yet to break it. So a lot of times when in the past when I had a charger, like it would always fray on this area right here. Like this is where it would break, but because this is like a very thick material around the actual wiring, I've had this for probably like 6 months now, and it hasn't frayed or anything. So this is a definite for sure item to purchase on Amazon, especially if you're like me and you're constantly breaking your chargers. I don't even know how I'm doing it all the time. Like, how are they breaking? But not anymore. Thing that I would totally recommend on Amazon are Apple Watch bands. I do not ever purchase my Apple Watch bands at Apple Store because honestly, I think it's a huge ripoff. They're just really, really expensive there. You can get like duplicate ones to the ones that they sell in the Apple Store on Amazon, and they're so much cheaper. I got this one on Amazon, and this one, I mean, it's getting kind of grimy now. I need to get a new one. They're not probably going to last as long as the Apple ones, I would imagine, but I mean, they're like 10 bucks. So I got this one. I have one that's kind of like the Milanese Loop, I think is what it's called, from the Apple Store. I have a whole bunch of like just the plain silicone ones, but I like this one because I can wear it to work for everyday type of use, and it doesn't look like too sporty. And then I thought that it would be fun to just kind of tell you guys some of the things that I'm eyeing on Amazon, especially with Black Friday coming up. So one of the things that I'm eyeing is an Instant Pot. And I know that these were super popular maybe like a year ago. I think last year was when they got really popular and they were like sold out everywhere. But now I think that they're a little bit more like easy to get your hands on now. But if you haven't heard of an Instant Pot, it's basically like a crock pot, but instead of taking like 6, 7, 8 hours for things to cook, it does it in like 20 minutes. So that is like, I use my crock pot all the time. But it'd be really nice not to have to like set it before work and prepare everything before work in the morning when I'm like running around like a crazy person, and just do it at home. So I know that they're really good for soups, and I love soup this time of the year. There's a lot of good like keto soup recipes that I really want to try. It's really good for when you just put like, you can throw some just plain chicken breast in there and it will cook it and shred it for you. Like, I don't know. Like, my mind is blown with how many things that you can do with the Instant Pot. It'll bake a cake. It can make yogurt, which I would probably never make yogurt, but the option is there. I don't know. It'll make eggs. Like, it does anything and everything that a crock pot would do and more. So the one that I'm looking at is a 9-in-1, and it's a 6-quart. So basically what I've heard is that each quart will feed one person. So if you do 6 quarts, then that would be enough food for 6 people. 8 quarts for 8 people, so on and so forth. I think the 6-quart one is kind of like a medium-sized one. It's not too small, it's not too big, but I usually cook food not in bulk, but I cook food for more than one meal, so that way I can take it to work the next day or have it the next day for leftovers or whatever that may be. So the Instant Pot is definitely something that I'm getting on Black Friday. I don't know what store I'm going to get it from. Probably Amazon, but if I can find a better deal elsewhere, then I'll do that. The other thing that I'm looking on Amazon for is a new cell phone case. So my phone is really old. I'm actually embarrassed to tell you guys what model phone this is. I never really care about getting a new phone, but my phone is like super slow right now. And so when I took it to the store, they said, you might want to upgrade that thing. So I might end up getting a new phone. And if I do, I'm going to need a new cell phone case. Now I have a little, like, what's it called? Like a holder, I guess you could say, in my car. And basically there's like a magnet on the other side of this so when I put my cell phone on the dashboard, it will stick to that little holder. And that way, if I'm getting directions someplace or anything like that, the phone is right there so I can easily see it. So I will be looking for a cell phone case for the new, probably the 10s Max, with a magnet on the back. So there's that. Another thing that I want to let you guys know about that are a pretty good idea to get on Amazon, just because it's so easy, you don't even have to go to a store and talk to anybody, is camera lenses. So I have the Canon 70D, and the lens that I use right now is the people call it the Nifty 50. It's basically like a 50mm lens, so it's a zoom in lens. So I'm probably like, I don't know, I'd say like 2.5 arms length away from the camera right now, and it's still like pretty close up. So if I were to like just be at my vanity right here, that's the view that you guys see when I'm doing like makeup looks, because you're really up close and personal. It will really just show like my face. But I really like this 50mm lens because it has a really low f-stop. So that's when you get like the blurry background. If you can see, even right now, like the closer I move to you guys, the blurrier the background is going to be, and most of the focus is on my face. Now, the farther back I scoot towards like the background, the less blurry it's going to get. However, even with the f-stop that I have it on right now, I think it's at like 1.8, it's still a blurry background. It might be kind of difficult to see the blurry background because I don't have anything that's like, you know, Christmas lights or anything like that, but I'm planning on filming some videos in front of my Christmas tree here in like a couple days. So when you guys see those videos, you'll see how instead of actually seeing like the actual Christmas tree lights, it's gonna look like little like dots in the background, more like that bokeh effect. So that's what this camera lens does, and I really like this. It's really good quality and it's super affordable. I was looking at the Sigma zoom lens that has a very similar f-stop to this. I think it's 1.8 as well, and it's like $900. So I want to say this one was like around 100. So if you're looking for a really good lens and you want to do makeup tutorials, it's good because although it doesn't zoom, it's really up close, so you're going to see it's going to focus on your face, which is great for makeup stuff. And then you just have to make sure that you have enough room in the room that you're filming in to step back away from the camera if you want to get like this look. But anyways, camera lenses are something that I totally recommend getting on Amazon, as well as cameras. This camera, the 70D, was a gift last Christmas, so I didn't get it on Amazon, but they do sell them on Amazon. Okay. So another thing that I'm going to be keeping my eye on, that being said, another thing that I'm going to be keeping my eye on is the Sigma lens that I was talking about. The big difference about that lens is that it will still give like this kind of blurred background, but it has a zoom on it. So this lens, I can't zoom in and out. I have to actually like physically move forwards or backwards, which is fine for me right now, but it would be really nice to just sit in like a given space, like at my vanity, and be able to zoom in and out on the actual camera lens. So that's something that I'm keeping my eye on. Those are the things that I have my eye on right now. Definitely getting the Instant Pot, no doubt about that, because I am like obsessively looking at recipes online right now for things that you can make with the Instant Pot, and like my mind is blown. Okay, so I think that's all that I have for you guys for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.